Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, September 18th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's in the open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis in a few. Just got to update everything here. Looks good. Looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be on our way. And looks like we are good to go. All right, I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. And we'll get started shortly. I posted up the link, so like people are starting to join. It's like we are good to go. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today's Monday, September 18th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. So I'll start off with the weekly time frame. And again, I'm just going to mark up the levels that are close to current price because it's kind of pointless for me to go super far back. Go down to the daily. Down to the 8-hour. To the go down to the 4-hour right here. Sorry guys, I might sound a little sick. It's starting to feel like fall here in California, so weather change is messing with my sinuses. So you might hear me sniffle here and there because the weather just changed like super quickly over the weekend. My body's getting used to it. All right, we've got the hourly right here. Go down to the 30-minute. I'm gonna go and change this to red. It's a lower level liquidity. Going down to the 15. Going down to the 10. And I think we are good to go. All right, so back to the 1 minute over here. Closest level of liquidity is going to be up here for the top. It's going to be at 34,969. it's a low level, so you might want to just go for 100 pips if you are looking to take this liquidity right there. Next level is going to be down here at 34,901. So we got pretty close liquidity on both sides. If you guys do want to take it again, I'd probably only go for 100 pips because it's a low level liquidity. If it was a blue line, I would maybe take it for the full move. This one down here might be better because there's a blue line right below it. So, you might be able to go for 300 here because it'll probably extend through. But again, that's up to your preference. I'm not going to take liquidity here. I'm going to be looking for the breakout V2 since that's typically what I'm testing. But yeah, if you guys want to look for any entry here, the first level is going to be here at 34,969. The lower level is going to be at 34,901. And yeah, there goes liquidity. So with that said, market's going to open in about 2 minutes, guys. See who's here so far. Morning, Dan. Morning, Maria. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Karen. Morning, Madhu. Morning, Miguel. Morning, Randy. Morning, everybody. Looks like pretty much majority of you guys are here so far. So hopefully we're gonna have a great weekend. Market's gonna open in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. We currently have a sell momentum here. So if we're looking for the breakout V2, we're gonna look for 2 red candles as soon as market opens. However, volatility is a little low. As you guys can see, volatility is currently ATR is at the 8. It's 8 right now. So the volatility is actually pretty low right now. We've got to play it by ear. The volatility might pick up as market starts to go into full swing. But again, I'll be letting you know if I make any adjustments. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick. Retail sentiment is currently 58% short. So this indicates that 58% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy, but it's not very strong. It's more of a bullish neutral bias. Looking over here at pre-market fundamentals, they're currently neutral right now. And now looking over here at the technicals, it's pretty neutral as well. Aside from the higher timeframes. Higher timeframes are bearish, but everything else is pretty much neutral at the moment. So market is opening right about now. So market is now open, guys. Right in this huge influx in movement right here. It's moving a little crazy right now that market is open. So one thing that I've noticed over the past couple of days is that when the market starts moving kind of crazy like this, it might be better to hold off on the breakout V2. But so what I might do here is I might take on just one account versus all of them. But we'll see what happens here. Let me get on my coffee real quick if I need to turn it off. All right, so we got this going through right here. Basically we're either looking for 2 red candles. If we get a buy signal here, then we're going to look for 2 green candles. So we got a buy signal there. Looks like we might be looking for 2 green candles now for the breakout V2. Yeah, we're getting some. Mondays and Fridays are the riskier days to trade, guys. You guys already know this by now. Mondays because people are re-entering the market for the weekend, and then Fridays because people are exiting the market for the weekend. And you guys can see a big influx in orders just filling. That's why you got this big, bullish volatility that just came through. And here we go, as price starts to come right back down. So just want to be careful with these entries here if you guys are looking to take, anything really. You just want to be careful because whenever, from the data that we pulled, whenever the market starts to move kind of crazy like this makes the trade a little bit iffy because there's a lot of uncertainty with regards to what direction of price. There's not really much of a bias, so it's kind of hard to tell what price is really going to go here. All right, we have a pending sell signal here. If this is the case, then price may start to swing back to the downside. But if you guys took liquidity up here, it looks like liquidity came through, didn't really play through completely. So as I mentioned, it's just a very risky time to trade. I didn't take a trade there. I just marked it up for you guys to see where liquidity is sitting, which you guys can see a lot of manipulation happening right here throughout the opening move. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price right here at 630. color that blue. I'm not in any positions yet, guys. Typically on Monday, I try to be a little safer with my entries here. Let me go to this clean chart. I don't think there's any news today either. So here is our clean chart. Just taking it easy right now. Waiting for some confirmation. So let's see. Taking a look at the news for today. We have news over here at 7 o'clock. It's NAHB Housing Market Index. And that's pretty much it. So we got news over here at 7 o'clock. Right there. All right, so still no breakout, guys. If we get a green candle right here, this will technically be the breakout. Like I mentioned earlier. So this would be the breakout V2 right here if it closes with a green candle. So let's see, we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. About 5 seconds. This would be the guys, so this one that I took right here, don't follow this one right here because this is going to be my trade of 8. This is only going for like a little push. As I mentioned, you know, for my trade of 8, I'm kind of just trying to let it play through. All right, so I got out right there, full TP for the breakout V2, also full TP on my trade of 8. If you guys take a breakout V2 right there, full TP on it. Or actually, sorry guys, I had my TP stop loss set improperly, so it's still technically running right now, but I got out of it only at 100 pips. My bad. I forgot to set up my TP stop loss proper. So if you guys are still in the position, I'm already out. Unfortunately, I got kicked out a little early. I'll just have to not hop back into that. If you guys want to pull out in profit, feel free to pull out in profit. If you guys want to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it, but I'm already out of the position. I didn't realize that my TP stop loss was set at 100. I forgot to fix it because we were trading the momentum pullback scalp yesterday. So I'm already out of it. If you guys want to hold on to it, it's up to you. I pulled out. So if you guys want to pull out with me, I'm already out. I already hit my TP. So I locked in 2,000 off that trade right there. Locked in my profit on both my Top Step and on my MT4 accounts. And I didn't get a chance to try out my copier, so I took it on all of them. It's just a risky time to trade right now, guys. I do think this will play through, but as I mentioned, you know, Mondays are kind of risky. Mondays and Fridays, so maybe it was a good thing that I pulled out. I was wondering why my TP was so close, but I remember the last trade we took on Friday was the momentum pullback scalp, so I forgot to change my TP back to 2,500 or 25 or whatever you guys want to call it. But it's probably gonna hit, so it's still up in profit right now. We'll continue following it, but for me, I got out at that initial 100 pips right there. Nice. Vince pulled out in profit. Maddie took it. Martha took it for 100 pips. Yeah, so I'll take a screenshot of my profits. I took it on my copier, so pretty much all my accounts took it. Got some slippage across all of them too. Yeah, so as we continue to follow right here, I'll just take a screenshot of this real quick, or I'll take a screenshot a little later. Let me just get my profits on here real quick, so you guys can see how the market's moving kind of crazy. This is typical for Monday, guys. So don't worry if like you're kind of scared to trade right now. You know, I would have to agree with you. The market is moving kind of crazy. So it's probably a good decision I pulled out for 100 pips. So hopefully you guys pulled out like everybody else, because right now you guys can see how the market is kind of bouncing around like all over. The trade's still technically running, but it looks like whoever took it with me is already out in profit. So I'll post up my profits real quick. And I'll take a screenshot of this too to show you guys, what trade I took there, even though it was only for a partial move. All right. Again, the trade is still running, so we're following it, but I'm out of the position, guys. So just a reminder, if you guys are in the position, make sure to manage it properly. Or if you guys are fine with taking the full risk, then that's completely fine too. It's just up to your preference, guys. I just want to remind everybody that I'm out of the position. So the trade's still running. That looks like it's gonna hit full TP, and it did. So if you guys held it to full TP, you guys got it. It's crazy. I would be tripping when the price came down, but if you guys held it to full TP, it just did. So make sure you guys are out of this position, guys. Don't get greedy here. If your spread was too wide and you didn't get pulled out, you got to get out of this position, guys. It hit full TP there, so you guys got to be out of it. Don't get greedy here and think that it's gonna like blast, continue blasting through. Because the last thing you want to do is get greedy at this point and be holding on to something that is already done. The trades up. I feel like that's the problem why a lot of people start to make mistakes, is that they get greedy. They try to hold the trade longer than they're supposed to, and they end up getting burned. I mean, it's happened to me too, where I'm like, okay, it hit TP on here, but it didn't close me on MT4. So I get kind of greedy and I wait for it to come back and push through again. But then it never comes back, right? So if it ever hits TP on TradingView, you got to pull out of it manually. The spread right now on FTMO is kind of wide. It's 190, so it's pretty wide right now. So I'm assuming if anybody held on to it, it probably didn't close you at TP if you got in at a bad entry point. But anyways, let me post this up over here real quick. The breakout V2 made its way all the way through, and for a full win today. So I'll put that right there. So blasted right there. Everybody should be out of the position. Now, if you guys held on to it, it for sure should be out, because even with the spread, the breakout here was a messy breakout, but it did come through, went straight to full TP right there. So now there should be no excuse. Everybody should be in profit regardless of the fact. So we got that right there. And then my trader rate as well. Let's take a screenshot of this up here. I'll take individual screenshots a little later, but there we go. All right, so you guys can see my account over here. I locked in 900 on my funded engineer, 910 on my FTMO, 910 on my other FTMO, 910 on my other account, 2020 on this one. This is my other funded engineer, 470. This is my personal account, 315. This is my TFF, locked at 1,065. My second TFF, some slippage, got 865. And these are all my profits for the week so far. Obviously, just one trade this week, and then for the month so far as well. So doing pretty good so far overall for the month. The week, of course, first trade for the week. And I'll be looking for any other entries here as price continues to move along, obviously. If you guys see any trades get executed on the trading view over here, just a reminder, I have a Top Step account, guys, that I haven't been using for the past couple months. I'm kind of just taking a lot of speculative trades. Basically, what I'm doing is if I see any entries for any strategy, really, if it's a V1, or if I see a pivot scalp, or if I see anything that looks like could be an entry, I'm going in for a really tight move. So on my Top Step, I'm going in for only 100 pips. It's 100 pip TP, 100 pip stop loss. Since it has perfect execution times for Top Step or TraderBait, I'm able to do that. You can't do it with your FTMO because the spread's too wide. If you look at the spread right now on FTMO, it's 180. That's very wide. Typically, it's around 140, if not less. So it's going to be impossible for you to trade on I wouldn't necessarily say impossible, but it's going to be difficult for you to trade on MT4 with 100 pips stop loss because it's just way too tight. Basically you're going to come in with like half with half in the negative already, so it's not really worth the risk. So if you guys see me take any trades here, unless I say it's an official trade, which is going to be the momentum pullback scalp, or even like for example right here, I think the momentum counter scalp came up right here too. Let's see. Yeah, so market open right here. You had a buy signal. The counter scalp came up right here. So it actually hit full TP. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this just to, because we're documenting that strategy too for a lot of you guys who want to continue applying it. But yeah, the first momentum counter scalp happened right here for a sell. It's a 1025. I'm going to trade the TP right there. So if anybody took the momentum counter scalp, that's going to be the entry right there. So I'm going to go over here and put that in the spreadsheet. So the momentum counter scalp is still hitting pretty often, guys. I mean, if anybody's looking to take it, it's still hitting. But it's just up to your preference if you guys want to take that entry. That entry came up right here at, let's see, 637. $637. It was a sell and a full TP for 100 pips. So this strategy still has a pretty good win rate, guys. As you guys can see, it's 80% win rate. It still hits. I'm documenting pretty much every trade here. So we have another one over here as well. You can document this. Again, if you guys are not part of the Discord, all this data is on there. So if you guys want to see how the strategies are doing for the most part, what time did the entry come up for this one? Okay, so for the breakout V2, the entry came up right here. Came up at 634. I'm going to put a note right there too. Crazy movement on entry, back and forth. All right, for buy, we'll TP. So I mean, both strategies are doing pretty good, as you guys can see over there. Vince said possible momentum counter scalp. The momentum counter scalp already came up, Vince. It happened over here with the sell. It only happens once. So for the momentum counter scalp, it already came up right here. There's a buy signal, 2 red candles. The counter scalp happened right there at this point. Thanks, Rashida. Yeah, Rashida said possible high-low momentum scalp. So we got a couple entries coming up here. The only problem with that too, we do get the buy signal here, is that it's at a red flag. It's at the sessions right here. I mean, it's up to you guys. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I just want to put that out there that there's a red flag, just in case. We're also getting close to news, which is at 7. Not there yet, but we are getting close to these red flags are always in the way. So it just depends if you guys want to use it or not. It's just a confluence for you guys to follow if you like. But anyways, if you guys are new here and you guys are not part of the Discord, I do highly recommend you guys joining the Discord. Everything's on here. So if you guys want to look at any of the strategies, all the strategies is on here. If you guys want to look at the trading journal, like I mentioned. So for the trading journal, if you go down to trading journal right here, click on the breakout V2, it has all of the entries that are documented. So breakout V2, momentum counter scalp, the official trades right here. I have a spreadsheet. If you guys click on any of those links there, you'll get my spreadsheet here, and it'll give you every single entry we've taken for the year, every entry that came up for the breakout V2, and every entry that came up for the counter scalp right here. So it's pretty useful. So I'm going to go and put this over here because we did take this trade. I didn't take the counter scalp, so this isn't going to count as an official trade. The only one's going to count that's going to count is going to be the breakout. breakout V2 right there. So these are all of our trades for September. Anyways, guys, I'm going to mark up the levels now. So the next entry we'll be looking for, official entry, would be the momentum pullback scalp, if we can get one. Obviously market's moving kind of crazy right now, but if we do get one, great. If we don't, we're not going to force anything today. So let me go over here and start marking up the levels. We have a 30 right there. 30, 20, 10, 900, 90, 80, 70. And then going up over here, we have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, so we got all the levels marked up right there. This kind of helps as well to see how volatility is moving. We currently have a sell momentum right here. So in order for us to take a sell here, we need to confirm a bearish trend. So we need the trend meter down below to be red, and we need these pivots over here to kind of shift over. So we need this red pivot to be above all the other pivots. That's going to confirm a bearish trend with regard to the pivots. Once we have that, we can start looking for a possible sell. Right now, we don't have that yet, but if price continues to drop the way it's dropping, we may have possibility of entry there. Let me go and put up the overall bias for today, so that we have an idea. Retail sentiment is bullish neutral. I think it was at 58% short. Fundamental bias, it was neutral. It was like plus 10 points. Short-term technicals, neutral. Long-term technicals, bearish. So this is today's overall bias. This is kind of what it looks like at the moment. We'll see what happens here. Martha said 2% done. Got to go, guys. Have a great day. Yeah, definitely, Martha. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So Martha is here over here descending her profits. She locked in 2% for the day, about 2,000. So nice work right there, Martha, on her account. So all wins. Looking at everybody else over here, we got Kenny. So Kenny locked in a total profit of 1,840 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. So solid profits right there. We have Andreas here, total profit of 1,120 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. We have Rashida here, total profit of 3,900, all wins on her MT4 accounts. And then for her top step account, total profit of 694. Nice work, Rashida, on both of your accounts right there. Yeah, solid work on trading both of the accounts. I know it's kind of difficult, but it looks like you've got them down for the most part. All right, lower levels, liquidity just got hit, guys. The upper level over here got hit too, and the lower level down there. So you guys took it, lower level. It's like literally where I marked it up at right here. It looks like the full push it made the full push down below, but again, if you guys went for 100 pips, it would have played through right there. For me personally, I don't like taking the liquidity by itself, guys. I typically like to use it as a confluence. So if I'm looking for an entry here and I see liquidity that's still sitting down below, it's going to help me feel a lot better about taking the trade. So looking at this right here, there's a V2 pattern, but it's not one that I would take. It's not an actual V2 variation because the bias over here is not overall bullish. But yeah, there is a V2 pattern right there if anybody's looking, at that specific area. Yeah, let's see other profits here. So let's see, we got Vince over here. Vince locked in a total profit of 680. Nice work, Vince. We have Kenny here, total profit of 1,840. Great work right there, Kenny. We got Natasha here, total profit of 370 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Natasha. We have Gian here, total profit of 1,110 for the day. Nice work, Gian. And that's pretty much it for right now. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll continue looking for any possible entries here. We don't have the bearish trend yet on the pivots. It's starting to shift over, but it's not confirmed yet. You guys can see over here that I'm looking for this red pivot to cross over above all the other pivots. Once it crosses over, we'll start looking for a possible sell. But right now it hasn't confirmed yet. So we got to wait a couple more candles here for this to confirm. Once it confirms, great. We'll start looking for that sell. But right now, we can't look for it just yet. You can see how prices starting to swing back up. It's a messy market. So yeah, I'd recommend to be patient, guys. Don't force anything. The entry is going to come, guys. There's no need to force anything. The entry is going to come eventually. It's just going to be a matter of time until it actually, comes through. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick so I can my sinuses clear up. All right, guys, I'm back. Looks like we do have the bearish trend now. So we just need to push in the direction right here. So we're looking for the retracement. Price is coming back down right here. We're now looking for price to retrace back up. So possible sell for the momentum pullback scalp. The only problem here is that price is a bit overextended. So it's going to be a little risky. We'll see what happens here. All right, the ETR is currently at 18. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but it's decent. So we do have the bearish trend here. First, we have a momentum signal. We have a bearish trend with the pivots. You can see prices below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. We have a bearish trend with regard to the trend meter. And now we have a bearish direction. So with price coming down like this, we need price to push back up. We're basically looking for the retracement and then come back down. That's going to be our entry point for, wherever it retraces from. The only problem here, though, is that price is extremely overextended at this point. I think, let me just measure it real quick. Yeah, it's pretty far down. It's down 1,150 pips. And we also have news right here in about 5 minutes. So just be careful, guys. I'll look for an entry here. I'm probably not going to take it because the news is going to happen right here. This is medium impact news for the NAHB housing market index. So this is likely to affect the market, of course. The housing market's directly correlated with inflation and with interest rates and stuff. So it's basically just inflation news masked as, housing market index. So I want to be a little careful. Let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment's still the same, 58% short. Looking over here at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently down 46 points. They're still neutral, but they're down. And then we have the news event right here at 7 o'clock. So if we get a green candle here, I'll mark it up as the momentum pullback scalp. But again, we have news coming up right here. So probably sit out of this, at least for now, until the market has kind of reacted to the news event. All right, so it looks like I might have to draw more levels down here. Vince said the high level liquidity just hit, didn't take it because it was overextended. Yeah, there's the blue level right there just got hit, guys, just like Vince mentioned. I didn't take it, of course, but just for visualization, you guys can see right there, those lower levels got hit down there. Yeah, so nice work. If you guys took liquidity, great. If you guys did it, it's completely fine. Thanks, Vince, for identifying that. retracement still hasn't happened yet. So, or it's happening right now. So if this candle closes green, your entry would technically be right here. It's too close to news, so I wouldn't take it. But if it does happen, I'll mark it up so that you guys can follow it. I know some of you guys here still like to take the trade, even though it's risky. And that's up to your preference. I'm not going to take it because I don't take any risky trades. I also don't really recommend anybody take it either. Or I take that back. I do take risky trades, but not on my regular accounts, just on the top step. So technically the entry would have been right here, guys. If you guys were looking at taking it there, it looks like it's already filled now. So the trade is active and running. I'm not even going to take this on my top step because it's too close to news. But the trade is running. It's active, got filled right there. You guys can see it's moving down. TP is right there. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not in this position though, but this is the momentum pullback scalp. It's just too close to news. News is going to happen right here at 7 o'clock. Medium impact news. Likely to affect the market. So for the momentum pullback scalp, I'm not documenting this trade. I'm only documenting it if I actually take it. Not in this position, like I said, because it's so close to news. If there's a pending buy signal right here. If this buy signal closes, you technically would have to close out for a small loss or a small profit, depending on where it's at. If it doesn't, though, it's still actively running. So now it's back in profit. We got news coming up in about 30 seconds. So we'll see if this pushes price straight down or if it pushes price up. We'll just see how price is already reacting to the news. You can see the pre-news movement right here. Volatility is picking up super heavy. This is exactly why we don't trade around news, because it's very unpredictable where price will go. Price might spike down, price might spike up. You don't really want to have that variable when you guys are trading. When you guys are trading, you want to know for sure it's going to hit or it's not going to hit. For this right here, you can't really tell because news is happening in about 5 seconds. We'll see if this spikes up or it spikes down. You're kind of like taking a gamble right there because you're not really sure where price is really going to go, right? So I'm going to go ahead and mark up news price right here. We got news price right there. Price is starting to react to the news a little bit. Again, the trade is still technically running. I'm not in this position, but we're following it. Reasons why we didn't take it was mainly because there was news right there at 7 o'clock. And you can see how price is getting a little jumpy right now as it starts to react to the news event. So it's jumping around a bit. Good thing is that this is the only news event for today. So after this, there may be more opportunities to take some trades. But we'll see. All right, so technically you're supposed to pull out of this position for a small loss, guys. If you guys did take it, there's a buy signal right here. I know some of you guys don't do that, but if you're following the rules, you're supposed to pull out for a small loss. The loss will be very minimal, about 140 pips or 14 points, or even less. I mean, depending on where you pulled out. If you pulled out later, because it could happen right here on this next candle, you actually can pull out for like even less. So there again goes another example why we don't take certain trades at certain times, because you guys can see how these candles here are moving. They're moving very erratic, right? Because we're not sure if if the news is actually going to move in how it's supposed to, or if it's not. So the news here was actually negative, so it should be coming down. It might not happen right now, it might not happen in the next couple of minutes, but it should be coming down. So if price comes up and it's manipulated and it does the opposite, this is bad news, right? Since it's bad news, price should come down eventually. But the problem with this here is that it might be manipulated for a while. It might just go sideways, it might go up a little bit, but eventually it's likely to come down. Because it typically ends up correcting. If it doesn't come down right now, it'll come down later eventually. Here price is starting to come down again, so that might be the case. But if not, then price may continue to climb up a little bit. And there's no bias for today, so it's hard to tell where price is really going to go. There's no bias. Volatility is starting to die down a little bit. Let's take a look at the technicals. Long term is still bearish, but it's not really moving too much. Short term is, it's a little bearish now, but it's still kind of mixed for the most part. So we'll see. And there we go. As price starts to make its way back down. All right, so we're looking for another momentum pullback scalp opportunity here. We don't have one yet, but the volatility is starting to die down a little bit, so I don't know if we're even going to get one. It's still early. It's 7 o'clock, so we still have a lot of time, but the volatility is starting to die down a little bit. It's currently at 17 right now. It was at 20, went down to 18, 19, now down to 17. If it goes down to 15, it's not going to be a good sign because the volatility is starting to slow down a bit. This is why we focus mainly on the breakout V2, because we trade when the volatility is high over here, right? Versus when the volatility is low over here, it's hard to take these entries because it doesn't meet our criteria for price movement. The good thing as well, guys, is that we're getting into fall. We're starting to feel the fall weather. So the fall market conditions are going to start to roll in. So it's just going to be a matter of time until we have, the increased volatility that we're looking for. But for meanwhile, we'll continue to apply the V2 and the breakout V2, and then also maybe the counter scalp if I do see them come up. But you guys can see the volatility here starting to die down very heavily. Here's the clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and start market structure over here so that you guys can see how price is moving. So we got structure right there. Structure right there. All right. So you guys can see here that there's not really too much to work with, right? Price is coming down, but it's starting to consolidate around this area. So even though this isn't a established structure, I'm just going to mark it up there so that you guys can see. Price is pretty much going sideways right here. It looks like it's moving heavy, but it's not really moving that heavily. It's because all these candles here are moving kind of slow. So it looks like it's moving a lot, but realistically it's not. It's kind of just going sideways. And these candles here are kind of small. The reason why we know that is because of the ATR. ATR is currently at 16 right now. So if you measure, these little candles right here, they're only like 66 points, which is 60 pips. All right, so we got the clean chart right here. I'll leave that alone, but it looks like price is just ranging around that area. We'll go back to our main chart here. Looking at this here, ETR is currently at 17. It's not great, but we'll try to work with it. What I'll be taking here is I might be taking some speculative trades here off my Trade-O-Bait, guys. So just a heads up. Again, I don't recommend you guys chase into these trades with me because I'm going with a 100 pip stop loss. So it's going to be a very tight stop loss. I'm just taking these trades here on my Trade-O-Bait because I'm trying to it's basically like do or die with this account. It's like either this account passes and I get funded on Trade-O-Bait, or if it doesn't pass, I'm not going to renew it because it just keeps renewing every month and I need to make use of this account. It's just draining money basically. So I'm trading them separately because the copier sucks. And I'm just taking these trades as they come up. If they pass, then great. If they don't, then that's fine. I'm just not going to use the Trade-O-Bait for now until they come up with the copier, or if they come up with a better solution to trading multiple accounts. Because it's kind of pointless. You guys saw my accounts over here. So if you look over here at my profits for the day, so these are my profits for my MC4, right? I have multiple accounts. This is my Trade-O-Bait. I'm still making profit on it, but it's just like one account. So, if I'm going to compare making 750 versus making a couple of thousand over here, I'm going to choose a couple of thousand, at the moment, until they have a copier that's available for Trade-O-Bait, of course. So this here, I might take this for a sell on my Trade-O-Bait. Again, guys, I don't recommend you guys follow me into this position. This account is literally just like a YOLO type account. Where I'm trying to either get it funded right away or I'm just not going to use it anymore. So I'm waiting for this candle here to close. I'm looking for basically 2 red candles and I'm looking for the continuation. So let's see where it's at. This candle has about 5 seconds left.
Order filled.
All right, so don't follow this, guys. Again, this is the trade bait. This is a 1-to-1, so it's like easier for me to just take it and just let the trade run because it is a 1-to-1 strategy. So it's either going to hit or it's not going to hit. And then the next one, so I already won on the first one. Okay. So this right here didn't play out. You guys can see the stop loss is kind of too it's too tight. Let me plug that as position.
Order filled.
All right, I got out of it. You guys can see how the stop loss is just way too tight. This is going to be impossible for you guys to take on your FTMO because the spread on FTMOs is way wider. Right now, it's only like 1 point here for trader bait, but actually, no, it's pretty wide here too on trader bait. Now I'm looking over here at the spread. I don't even think I can enter with a 100 pip stop loss because the spread's currently at 2 right now. It's the same as FTMO. It's just spread. The spread is wide across the board. Still in profit on the trader bait account because I pulled out of that early. I only had partial of the positions close out for a loss. The other ones kind of close out for like break even. So I'm still up 240 on the trader bait account, and then I'll just see where that goes from there. But all right, guys. So there's no entries for us right now at the moment. We're still looking for opportunity for entry, but there's just nothing for us to take right now. Volatility is starting to die down a little bit. It's currently at 17 right now. There's another level of liquidity down below, but it's not there yet. Another blue level. So let's see where price is going over here. And once I get a pretty decent win streak here on my top step, I think I could probably pass it like in a day. Like for example, because there's a bunch of entries here that come up. Like for this year, I cut out for a small loss. This one I had a win, so it's basically around break even, small profit. If I just have like a bunch of wins each day, like 3 or 4 wins, I can easily get to the goal. I think the goal for top step is. It's not that high. It's like 9,000, I think. So I was doing the math, like each trade is 750. So 750, if I have like a decent win streak, I have 3 wins a day. It's about like 2,250. So like 9,000 divided by 2,250. I've had 4 good trading days on my top step account. I can basically just pass it right away. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now with my top step, guys. And the thing is, it's a 1-to-1 risk reward strategy, so it's easy to just get in and out very quickly. So, yeah, again, for those top step trades, guys, I don't recommend you guys take it because the spread is kind of wide. And it's not really easy for you guys to take it on your MT4 accounts. If you guys look, I'm not sure which ones you guys are using, but if you're using FTMO, spread's currently at 190. I'm pretty sure TFF is probably wider, and not going to mention MFF. I don't know if there's any updates on the MFF. Let me check real quick. My Forex funds. Yeah, still no update on my Forex funds. So I'm already classifying that account as gone at the moment. I don't think they're going to recover from that. It's all good. All right, let's see where we're at over here. All right, so there's not really much for us to follow here. The volatility is kind of low. I have another possibility of an entry here for my top step. I had a bullish momentum there. I have 2 green candles over here. Where's my top step account at? Yeah, if you guys took the high low momentum scalp, Daniel here just mentioned it just hit. There's a lower low right there. Buy signal broken close past pivots 1 and 2, and that'd be the entry there for a buy if you guys took that. for a high low momentum scalp right there. You know, I'm probably just gonna execute all the trades that I can find over here for my top step, because for my top step, I really just got to get this account going. So if I see anything, I'm just gonna hop in. If I see a V1 that looks good, I'm gonna take it. If I see a V2 that looks good, I'll take it. If I see a high low momentum scalp, I'll take it. There's another possible opportunity here for a buy on my end right there. It might be a little too late. Yeah, it's a little too late. I gotta cancel it. I was gonna take the buy right there that I said I was gonna take, and I missed it. I didn't enter at market. I had to cancel the order. So I was going to enter. I've been entering at the join bid and join ask so I can get in at better pricing, but unfortunately I missed the entry right there for the buy. Looks like it already probably hit already too. Yeah, it already hit. So I got to skip that one right there. So if you guys took the high level momentum scalp and hit right there, and then there's another entry that I was taking here. There's a bullish momentum. I saw 2 green candles right here. I'm basically following through with the breakout V2, but I'm taking it with every momentum. And I'm only doing this with my top step because, as I mentioned, I'm trying to get that account over with, whether it passes, whether it doesn't. I typically don't trade like that, but for that account, I can kind of just take as much whatever trades I want on that account because I don't really care with what's going to happen. For that one specifically, I do care about my MT4 accounts. So looking over here, so let's add up my profits for the day so far, or let's see if anybody else posted anymore. Looks like we're good. So looking at my profits for the day so far, these are my profits for the day. You guys can see I locked in, let's see, 900, and so 900 off the first account, 910 off my second account, 910, 910, 2020, 470, 315, 1065, 865. Okay, so total profit of 8,365 for the day. Basically for our official trades, I have no losses. These are my profits for the day and for the week. We only took one trade for the day, one trade for the week, of course. So those are my profits right now currently across my main accounts. For the month so far, I'm currently up 8,330, 8,940, 8,630, 9,240, 1,200, sorry, 12,119, 3,930, 2,670, or 2,673, 8,909, 8,752. All right, so I'm up 71,523 across all my accounts for the month. So for the day and the week, I'm up 8,365. For the month, I'm up 71,000. So all these trades are documented on the spreadsheet. So if you guys want to review any of the trades, they're all right here for the September 2023 trades from September 1st up until the 18th. Let's make sure all these numbers are proper. Good. All right. So for the month of September so far, I'm currently at 11 wins, 4 losses, total profit of 950 pips, total trades of 15, total win-loss ratio of 73.3%. So we're doing pretty good for the month of September. We have 11 wins and 4 losses. A lot of this stuff is due to my testing, because we've been testing the counter scalp and we've been testing the breakout V2. So these are all the official trades. If you guys want to look at this, pull up the Discord, go to Trading Journal. Every trade I've taken here on the live session, you can watch the live session for that day, or you can just pull up the markup here, and we have the markup for every trade that I've taken. So if you guys want to go and review that, feel free. Otherwise, we're still looking for an entry here. The volatility is pretty low. As you guys can see, ATR is currently at 15 right now, so it's pretty low at the moment. And we'll be looking for any opportunity to take a trade, but there's just nothing for us to take here. Volatility is still low. I was expecting the volatility to pick up by now, but every year is different. So and one thing too, so I had a question over the weekend. Someone was asking me about back testing, right? For me personally, I don't like to back test, guys, unless it's a brand new strategy and I'm not familiar with it and I want to be confident about taking it, then I'll back test. If you guys look at all of our data here, I don't really have back testing data. I mean, we have a little bit of back testing data, but for the most part, this is all forward testing. So these are all taken live for the most part during these live sessions, or they're documented live at least, so that you guys can see when these entries come up. So I mean, back testing is I feel like it's a double-edged sword. If you guys are back testing, it's not really realistic, because when you back test, you'll see really good results. But I prefer to forward test because your trade psychology is pretty much being tested at the time, right? So if you guys look at like any of these trades that we take here, these are all taken live. Like all the results here, these are all taken during our live session. So looking at our results for the year so far, so current stats up until August, I haven't added September. At the end of the month, I'll add them to the stats. But for the year so far, for 2023, from January up until August, we have 154 wins, 21 losses, total profit of 23,330 pips, for a total trade of 175 trades. Our win-loss ratio is currently at 88% for the whole year, and these are all fully documented trades. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys stay consistent, you don't really need a back test. The only time you would really need a back test is if it's a new strategy. But like, for example, we already know the counter scalp, we know it works. The win-loss ratio for the counter scalp is pretty high. It's currently at 80% right now. So, I mean, depending on which strategy you guys want to take, this has a negative risk to reward. So it's kind of required that you take every entry that comes up. And then same with the breakout V2. The breakout V2 is a 1-to-1 risk to reward strategy. And I'll show you real quick the difference. So I just want to update this to make sure the numbers are proper. All right, so the numbers here, let me just add these up as well. And don't worry, guys, you guys are not missing out on any trades right now. There's just nothing to take at the moment for that what we would consider sorry guys, 1 second. What we would consider a reliable trade. So I guess 1 second. So I was tripping out. There's someone on my roof. I think we have like maintenance people on the roof right now. Sounds like someone's stomping on the roof, but I'm on the highest floor, so there's no way anybody could be on the roof unless they're on the actual roof. That's weird. All right, sorry guys. I'm just like kind of on edge because there was like a drug raid here at my place the other day, and like there was like a whole SWAT team, and I'm like kind of curious where the noise is coming from, because it sounds like someone's on the roof, but I'm on the highest floor, so you have to be on the literal roof. Unless you're like breaking down my neighbor's door right now. All right, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go check. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. Got to figure out the noise it's coming from. I'm not sure if you guys probably can't hear it because I'm using my Blue Yeti, so it silences out of that noise. But anyways, back to the charts here, guys. The volatility is very low. Now looking down at the ATR, it's currently at 14, so we can't really take any momentum pullback scalps right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm still looking for entries here. So if the volatility picks up, I'll start looking for some more entries. But right now, there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. We only have one official trade that we took today, which is the the breakout V2, this one right here. So I only have one trade per account. What I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of each of my accounts as well so that you guys can see each individual account. Right now, there's just not much for us to take. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We're not going to be having a mentoring session today, guys. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be toning down on the mentoring session for the next couple of weeks, if not next couple of months. We'll probably do mentoring sessions every other week, either every other week or once a month. Unless you guys really want a mentoring session, let me know and I'll schedule it. But I'm kind of going away from mentoring and really teaching. I'm mainly just focused on trading right now because I'm looking for these different funding companies to use. Right now, I'm currently on about 3 of them. So for my profits over here, guys, the only account that I'm really funded on right now at the moment is FTMO. So just to be completely transparent with you guys, I was on MFF earlier. So I had about like 7 accounts. You guys know what happened with MFF. So I'm looking for other funding companies to use. This top one right here is Funded Engineer. I was recommended to use this by Patricia. And, that's why I trust Patricia. So that's why I'm using them. And then down here, I have 2 TFFs that was recommended by Kip and Casey. So I'm basically trying to get funded on these accounts right here. These middle accounts I'm funded on. So this is what I'm actually getting a payout on, these right here. But, just to be transparent with you guys so that you guys know, these are my FTMOs. And then this is my personal account. So basically this is my personal account. I'm getting paid on this and I'm getting paid on this. 1, 2, 3, the 4 other accounts are still in their challenge phase right now. So just to be clear so that you guys know, and you guys can see, so lately I've been showing you guys the monthly. I typically don't show the monthly because I'm not here to show off profits. I'm just showing you guys that if you guys are consistent, because a lot of people think it's impossible to be consistent. I'm showing you here, this is proof that I'm consistent because this is for the month of the copier. You guys can see from September 18th or from September 1st till the 18th, this is how much profit I've locked in for the month. So I'm just doing this to show you guys, that it's possible. I know a lot of you guys will have like a good week and then you end up blowing everything like the next week. So if you guys can stay consistent, like you have a good week, you have another good week, you have another good week, and the whole month is good, then the profits are going to flow. It's going to be automatic. So just focus on taking quality trades and winning. And if you guys do that consistently, you guys will be able to be consistently profitable. I feel like everybody goes down that hole where like they have one good week and they think every week's going to be like that. And they keep taking risky trades and then they blow their account the next week. It's a never ending cycle for a lot of people. Let's see. Yeah, Madhu said his MT4 had connectivity issues, so we missed the entry. Yeah, usually when the spread's starting to lower down a little bit. So the spread's now currently at 160. It's not so bad, but yeah, when the market is kind of all over the place, the spread gets super wide, and then MT4 has connectivity issues. So Madhu had connectivity issue. I'm not sure if anybody else did. Marcin as well. So Marcin said, yeah, today's slippage and execution time was terrible. Randy said his MT5 data was way off with TradingView. Yeah, Randy, I think it was, yeah. So Randy said that his data was way off. I think it was probably way off because, yeah, it's the same issue with everybody else. Like Marcin said, there was a lot of slippage. I think there was slippage with your entry. That's why it was so off, because you probably entered the trade and then it didn't execute until like a few seconds later. So you probably got in at a really bad entry point. So yeah, it looks like a lot of people here did have issues with MT4 or MT5, whatever it may be, MetaTrader in general. But it's not really MT5, it's your broker. So I'm not sure who you're using, Randy. Which funding company are you using or broker? Because it's MT5 is just a platform, guys. All the data comes from whatever broker you're using. That's why I like using Top Step, because we're using like the data from the exchange. So you can see over here, I'm using CBOT, right? This is the data that I pull up from. If you type in US30, your data is always going to be different because this is all different broker data. But if you're trading futures, you're trading directly with YM. So you're not getting any manipulated data here. The data is going to be what it's supposed to be. Gotcha. Okay. So Randy's on FTMO. Yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys are just having issues with FTMO, which is, I mean, it's kind of a case of me too, because I'm trading my main account with FTMO. Yeah, Patricia said she's on FTMO trying to get out of the trade, the death spin. Yeah, so even Patricia, she's here, she's stuck on FTMO. She's trying to get out of the position, but the spread is like, it's just too wide right now. Well, it's not, it keeps moving. So the spread right now is currently at 160. It was at 190 earlier. And yeah, unfortunately, it's just the execution times just suck. Like what Marcin said. Yeah, exactly. Marcin said, yeah, earn money, go to the personal account with a futures broker. Yeah, and I agree with you 100%, Marcin. I think a lot of these funding companies, especially the ones here in the US, they're going to have to switch to a futures broker because what's going on with MFF right now, it's going to affect everybody. So if you're trading with an offshore, basically funding company like FTMO, which is located in the Czech Republic, they're going to be fine because they don't have any restrictions. But if you're trading with a US based company, like I think the Funded Trader is one of them, E8's one of them, a lot of these other companies, they're going to have to shift to futures because CFDs are not allowed in the US, and a lot of them are allowing them right now. So yeah, I agree with you, Marcin. I'm using these funding companies just to like basically profit off like what I can get, and then I'm moving them to my personal account. So you guys can see my personal account over here. I've been using it for a while now, and it's been building up. I started with I think like 10,000, I think. So I'm up about 2,600. So that's I'm up like 20% right now with them, with my personal account. And then I'm probably going to keep, when I get the next payout here on my FTMO, I'm just going to put a lot of that money back into my personal account, and then I'm just going to keep trading with them. And I'm just going to keep, transferring the money over. For a lot of these funding companies, guys, I'm just using them as a vehicle to profit. I'm not necessarily using them as an end all be all trading account. I'm just making profit with them, and then I'm moving them to my personal account and then trading on there as well. So, all right, the volatility here, you guys can see it's pretty clear. There's not really much movement here. Price is going sideways. I'll go over here to the clean chart. I'll make an adjustment over here with the zone. Oops, wrong tool. All right. So yeah, as you guys can see, there's not really too much movement going on here. Price is really just going sideways. You can see it over here on the clean chart where price is kind of going sideways. And then you can also see it on the regular chart over here where there's not really too much movement going on. The ATR is currently at 13 right now. It's very low. And price is just going, it's a snail climb right now. It's going up, but it's slowly just going up and sideways. All right, Marcin. Yeah, Marcin said, thank you for the day, everybody. Guys, gotta go. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Marcin, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning for the next session. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. The volatility is very low right now, so there's not really too much we can do. I'm not even going to try to take any trades on my Top Step account because it's just not worth it right now. The volatility is just way too slow. I might take it if we get like a, price starts to swing around. But at the moment, it's not really looking like there's anything that I can take here specifically. I'm still in profit on my Top Step, so it's not really, I'm in profit on both of my accounts for MC4 and Top Step. So I just lost a little bit on this. So I'm like at 300 profit at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, it's not really much, but I'd rather close up the day in profit than have to keep taking risky trades. We have some more profits here from Andreas. Total profit of 2,900 for the day. All wins. Nice work right there, Andreas. Looks like he took the high-low momentum scalp that happened down here. There's a lower low, buy signal, broken close, past pivots 1 and 2. And it looks like that's a trade that he took. Because that's the only one that came up, basically, from today. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. So what I'll do here is I'll start transferring the profits over. So let's see, we have Andreas over here. We have Rashida. I think that's it. All right, cool. So let me copy over my profits too. So this is a trade that I took. Go over here and copy this over. So guys, just a reminder, if you guys are not on the Discord, make sure to make that transition because eventually we're not going to be posting on Telegram anymore. We're migrating everything pretty much over to Discord. So just, you know, do it before it's too late. Copy this over here. Individual profits. Top step. All right, so I'll keep looking for an entry here, guys, but the volatility again, it's at 13, so we're not really seeing too much. I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of my individual profits, and then we'll go from there. Just find the order. All right, so first one is my funded engineer. $100. My FTMO. $10. My second FTMO. I got so many accounts. I got 2,000. So I finally got a green strip. It's been a while since I got this green strip because due to the slippage the past couple of weeks. So it was the first time it actually ran to full TP and I got the green strip on it. Next account is my funded engineer, 100K account. Next account is the personal account. And then my TFF accounts. All right. So we got a big candle right there. Let's see if it continues to push or it stays flat. All right, let me post up my individual profits real quick, guys. Go to Discord. So, first one. And Discord is like kind of confusing. I don't know how to, hold on one second, guys, sorry. It's not as easy to post up as it is on Telegram. Files. Files. There we go. So here's my Discord. All right, that's the first one. Second one. All right, so you guys can see my profits getting posted on there. All right, I think that's it. So, guys, back to the charts. There's not really too much going on here. We currently have a sell momentum right here. If anything, I might take this on my top step. As I mentioned, I'm trying to just get this kind of going. If I get another like 2 red candles, I'll probably take it. If not, then it's going to hold off. There's no entries here for us right now, though. So there's no entries for the momentum pullback scalp because the volatility is a little too low right now. If it picks up, we may be able to find an entry, but right now there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. ATR is currently at 14. It needs to get at least 15 or above. So we'll see. But anyways, here are my accounts. So this is my funded engineer #1 account. So my funded engineer locked in 900. This is my first FTMO locked in 910. My second FTMO locked in 910. My third FTMO locked in 2020. This is my 200K account. Here's my second funded engineer account, total profit of 470. This is my personal account locked in 327. Here is my first TFF account locked in 1,100 and my second TFF account locked in 900. So pretty decent profits. Those are all my profits across all my accounts. So that's pretty much what I locked in for the day. I only took 1 trade, so this is pretty much all I have, all the wins. And then on top of that, I have my top step trade that I took earlier, 750. So those are my profits for the day so far. I'm going to take this trade. If it closes red, I'm going to take it on my top step. Guys, again, I don't recommend that you guys take this trade or follow it. This is just because I'm trying to get this account kind of over with for the most part. So I'm just letting the trade run, guys. I'm taking the trade as for a 1-to-1. I just let the trades play through. The entry kind of sucks. Like the entry points just kind of suck because it should be at on point, but the spread right now is just a little wide. Even for a futures broker, it's just off by a little bit. It's not off by a lot, but it is off by a little bit, unfortunately. So I just get caught in this spread here, and it's kind of hard for me to take these trades that I'm looking to take because the spread kind of eats into my profits, as you guys can see, and my stop loss is just a little too tight. So let this trade kind of play through. Volatility is kind of low though. Typically these trades would hit right away. You know, I don't like the movement right now. I'm just gonna pull out. I don't like the movement, guys. The volatility is just too low right now. It's probably gonna follow through, but that's all good. I pulled out. So I mean, my top step is in profit for the day so far. All my accounts are in profit. Top step, yeah, so you guys can see here, I'd be stuck in this position. It's probably going to hit CP, but I would have been stuck in the position. But it's just a shitty market today, guys. The market is not good at all. So let me put the TP stop loss right here. Technically, the TP should have hit right there. But you guys saw that my entry is a little bit lower. That's why I pulled out right there. Because I knew it should have probably hit CP at this time. But yeah, even for the top step right now, you guys can see the spread here is kind of switching between 1 and 2. Usually it's like it's at 1, but realistically it's like at 0. And right there it would have hit full TP, but I'm not going to risk it, not during these types of market conditions because the volatility is too low. So guys, if there's any question that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:41 right now. It's getting closer and closer to 8. The market volatility is just trash right now. It's not really worth taking. Usually I'm okay to take the trades on my top step and TradeOvate account, but right now the volatility is too low. Plus my stop loss is just too tight. 10 points is not enough to cover the spread sometimes. So see, I'm just going to put down my details over here for each account. So this is FTMO 1. This is FTMO 2. This is FTMO 3. As you guys can see, this is the one I mentioned earlier. I got the green strip. I haven't gotten a green strip in a while because typically I'd have to close out before it got to the full potential because of the spread. Today, since the stop loss or my TP was a little bit closer, I was able to just blast right through it. This is going to be my funded. I'll just put FE, guys. I'm like tired. I don't need to put the whole thing. Funded engineer 2. I'll just abbreviate it. Personal account. This is TFF1. And this is TFF2. Yeah, I'll save my top step for like a better day. To take these scalps because the spread's kind of wide, plus the volatility is too low. It's not really worth taking any trades here. But yeah, guys, if there's any questions or if there's anything you want me to analyze, just let me know and I'll analyze it. Let me go ahead and just update the I mean, it's not really too much here to update. So I pretty much marked up zones at the higher highs and lower lows. That's pretty much where I drew these zones at. And you guys can see that it's not really moving very directional. We have price coming back to open right here, which is typically what happens if price doesn't continue climbing in whatever direction it's going. So if price was to continue dropping, it'd break below open and continue climbing down. But you guys can see right here that price is very indecisive. Price was down here, and then it corrected right back up. And now it's back at opening price, which is like price didn't really go anywhere because market opened over here at 630, faked out above, faked out below, came right back to where it was earlier. So it's basically where it was earlier, aside from all the fake outs in both directions. But today there's only one official entry, which is the breakout V2. There was a counter scalp that came up as well, which if you wanted to take it, that also hit TP. There was no momentum pullback scalps because there was news at 7. And then I took a couple speculative moves in between on my top step, which put me in profit for the day. So I'm in profit. I'm basically at one trade for the day because I had one trade that won, I had one partial loss, and then I had one partial win right now. So I'm basically in profit about 1,000 on my top step, or not 1,000 actually, because there's so many fees that after all the fees, I'm in profit about like 700. So basically same as like earlier right here. So you guys can see the fees are kind of heavy on top step, but this is just how they're supposed to be because this is realistic. So I made 750, there was 83 in fees and commission. So I only made like 666. That's kind of where I'm at right now with my top step. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, feel free to let me know. There's only 2 like official strategies that we're pretty much applying during these live sessions, guys. And you guys can see over here from the spreadsheet that's, if you guys are wondering what we're applying, just pull up the official trades for the month, and you can see we're applying the momentum counter scalp. Well, we're basically 3 strategies: momentum counter scalp, pullback scalp, and then the V2. We haven't really applied the momentum counter scalp out for a while, but they're still there. So we have the counter scalp, breakout V2, and the pullback. And that's pretty much it. If you guys look back to the previous month, I was applying the liquidity push, momentum pullback scalp. That was pretty much the 2 main strategies. The month before that, we were taking the 1-hour entry, pullback scalp, and liquidity and variation. So you guys can see the which strategies we're applying during certain months. Like in May, we were applying the high-low momentum scalp and liquidity push. So this data here is going to help you a lot, because if you're wondering what strategies to take, just look back and be like, okay, this is what Sean was taking at this time. So I'll keep applying that type of strategy, moving forward. Yeah, I think that might be it, guys. I don't know if there's anything else for us to look at here. The volatility is still kind of low. It's not really moving too much. It's going back and forth. ATR is currently at 13. It's actually at 12 now, so it's getting even smaller. So in order for us to take a momentum pullback scalp, we need to have at least a 15 ATR. The ATR right now is just way too low. So even if we were to get a buy signal here, I don't think we'd be able to take any entries, because it's not like price is climbing up like how it should be like this. That's the whole point why we have these zones marked up here, because when price pulls back, we're going to look for an entry at that point, right? But you guys can see from the movement over here that it's not really consistent. So price kind of pushed up over here earlier, slow climb, like not really worthwhile. It's like where you can even take any entries. I mean, technically, I guess no, I was going to say technically there'd be an entry, but there really isn't an entry here because the trend didn't shift until over here. And at this point, we got a sell signal. So there wouldn't have been an entry there to be taken with. Looking over here at team profits, we have some more profits here from Marcin. Marcin locked in, or he lost a little bit actually because he got caught in that trade, he said, due to the spread. So he had a small loss there, 198. Not too bad. He recouped a lot of that loss here with these trades. So he made it right back. And he's just gonna wrap it up at that, looks like. Nathan over here currently at 1,620 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. All wins. You know, I was wondering who this was, and now I just saw your initials, Nathan. So I'm gonna put this here in your notes, so I know who you are. So who is NS? It's Nathan. All right, good to know. All right. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you guys don't have to trade today, I'd recommend you just sit out of the market. The ATR right now is too low. It's at 12. Hopefully, as the market picks up this week, we'll start to have heavier volatility. I think we will, because we do have news tomorrow. So we have a lot of high impact news tomorrow. Price will probably pick up a bit, because we have news here pre-market at 5:30, building permits, housing starts at 5:30. We have Red Book at 5:55. And then tomorrow, or the day after that on Wednesday, let me take a look at Forex Factory. It's actually more organized here. So, all right, tomorrow we have building permits. Wednesday we have, we don't really have much on Wednesday. Actually, so we have the Fed statement, but for whatever reason, it's happening really late on Wednesday. It's happening at, oh no, sorry. My time zone's on Eastern. Pacific time. All right, so tomorrow we have building permits at 5:30 a.m. On Wednesday, we have Fed funds rate at 11. So it's Fed week, basically. This is Fed week, guys. It's the third week of September. Typically, the third week is Fed week. So we're probably going to have a slow market up until maybe Wednesday. We might get some movement tomorrow, because people are going to start taking trades based off what they think is going to happen for the Fed statement. But the FOMC day is going to be on Wednesday. Thursday, we have some more news over here as well. Existing home sales, unemployment claims, Philly Fed manufacturing index. And then on Friday, we have flash services and flash manufacturing PMI. So we have inflation news on Friday. Thursday, we have existing home sales. Wednesday, we have the Fed statement, so Fed day basically. And then Tuesday, tomorrow, we have building permits. So we have a lot of news coming up. So today's going to be kind of slow, and then it'll probably pick up Tuesday, Wednesday for sure it'll pick up. And then Thursday, Friday, it's going to be high impact as well. So yeah, if you guys don't have to trade today, I just wrap it up. It's not worth taking any trades. The volatility is just getting slower and slower. The worst part about taking a trade right here is that you might be stuck in that position for an extended period. And you really don't want to do that, especially not during this type of, market, because a lot of back and forth is happening here. And the spread is it's fluctuating a lot. So the spread now on FTMO is currently at 150. It's because the movement is so slow. And then as it picks up, it'll probably increase as price starts to move along. So, all right, Vince, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Miguel, we'll see you back here tomorrow as well. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to reach out. If you guys are new here, go to the website. If you want access to the Discord and all the strategies, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com. Click on unlock your free access right here. This will bring you to the course, and then you can have access to the Discord and pretty much the entire community. So, all right, guys, if there's any other question that you guys have, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys